What about someone that's more mid-career, maybe someone that you worked with 10 years ago or something, and you bump into them at a conference and they hear about all the great things that you're working on with Scandinavian data centers, and their careers maybe hit they're a little bit burned out. They're looking to recharge, they're looking to pivot, and they're wondering for some advice on how they could get back on track doing something related to digital infrastructure.
Well, I mean, I guess my experience at Merrill Lynch and it was much more the market dynamics and my skill set. But I started as an analyst. My boss left. I got some very large clients very quickly. They actually started trading quite a lot with our house, which created a lot of buzz. And before I knew it, I'd been promoted to associate and then to vice president within 2 years, which was extremely rare, even during the bull market. And that at that point in time in my career, I very much felt like, wow, I have two teams. I'm covering multiple jurisdictions, multiple products. I'm 27 years old. This is what I should be doing. And then the credit or the financial crisis happened. Merrill Lynch, if you read almost the history books now, was at the very epicenter, being the largest debt structuring house in the world. So and the world's biggest issuer of CDOs. So it basically self-imploded, and I did see the writing on the wall. I was one of the first people to leave. We were 42. We ended up being 2 after 6 months when Bank of America bought the remaining Merrill Lynch assets. But the next 8 years of my career, even though I felt like I was a very good salesperson, I felt I was pretty good at reading clients, understanding their needs, understanding the products, explaining the products to the clients. The market just wasn't there. I mean, I was literally hitting a glass ceiling. And even though I was at different houses and I was doing a good job, the Nordic market was very local currency, fragmented, small compared to the bigger market. So my ability, no matter how well I did, to rise and become kind of European head of something was very limited. And I kind of felt like I was hitting a glass ceiling. And I did feel like I wanted to do something within sustainability and circularity instead of just being at a bank and selling bonds. So I literally took the knowledge I built up within banking and applied it to a whole new sector, or for me, a whole new sector, which was data centers. And that was a big driver in the success I've had in the last 5 years, because I was willing to take my knowledge from what I built up in one silo and apply it in a new silo. So I guess my suggestion to anyone who's been in the data center industry for 5, 10 years, you're hopefully sitting on a lot of knowledge, which people, your peers in other sectors and other corporates who are not data center companies completely lack. All of a sudden, you can become the smartest person in the room because 10% of the economy has digitalized in a big way, and that number is going up all the time. But a big part of the Romanian economy has not become quite as digital as it could be, not quite as AI driven as it could be. So if you can all of a sudden come to a corporate and be the digital infrastructure lead at that corporate, you will all of a sudden be one of the smartest people in the room, and very quickly you will have the ear of the very senior decision makers, and I'm sure that will help your career take off, hopefully.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. What do they say? Call it the curse of knowledge, where you feel like because you know too much, that you're missing the big picture with all of this. And you're right. Like, we just, because of the people that we hang out with, we assume that everyone is keeping up with all the trends. But when you go to a family function or you're hanging out with neighbors and people are like, hey, why does NVIDIA keep getting all of this attention? Are we really going to run out of grid power? And you see these things making it to mainstream media, and they're super curious about what this really means. You realize sometimes just how much knowledge you're sitting on about what really is going behind the scenes driving all this.